At some point in a man's life, you get to that space where you stop talking, you stop explaining, and you just lock in. That's a word you hear all over social media. I'm locking in for this, I'm locking in for that, locking twin, all of these different things. And it's a difference between seeing that and getting motivated by that and then actually applying it to your life. Right? People are gonna say you change, you're distant, I'm not getting on to you as like I should, you're not answering calls, replying to messages. And those are the real actions of locking in. We get rid of distractions. The parties, the drinks, the women, the video games, anything that doesn't take you in a particular direction that you've realized you have to lock in to get to, you get rid of. Because either it serves or it doesn't. And a lot of people don't understand this, but this is really you getting serious about your life. This is not a motivation thing. This is really a decision thing, right? Like I said, it's less partying, less chasing women, less wasting money. Money now has a specific purpose, right? God and money and your mission is like number one, number two. Like you'll always hear me say that. It should always be God and your mission. And your mission is usually tied with money and income, right? Your life simplifies, you get rid of all the noise, and it gets really lonely. But like anything in life, it's a give and take and it's a sacrifice. You prioritize quiet time more because you can think, you can process. Even I myself, I realize I've been drowning out my thoughts with music, with video games, with TV shows, all these different things. You're just moving, always doing something. You're either trying to get where you want to get, and when you're not working on that, you're distracted. But when that lock-in period comes, you realize that you have to make time to just think and be okay with peace and be okay with quiet, because that's when the ideas come to help you with your mission. That's where you realize all the different things that you've been ignoring over the years, that you've pushed deep down that you don't want to deal with. Then you start to heal. Then you start to realize, oh wait, I've had this problem with this particular event in my childhood, or this recent event, or this breakup, and it's affected me this way. And then when these things start to rise at the surface, then you could take that information that you have now learned and reverse engineer and use it to your advantage. Okay, these are the issues that I have. These are the things I've seen because of my quiet time, because of my meditation, because of my prayer time, because of me getting closer to God. And then I put a plan together to work on it. That is the lock-in. What matters and what doesn't. And most men fail here because it's just too difficult. It's lonely. It's painful. It hurts. It's so different to what they have created for themselves. The distractions. You know, some things work in your favor, like going to the gym, football, sports, these different things. It helps you be active, it helps you think clearly. That is towards your health. You could keep those things. But sometimes the other stuff, the partying, the drinking, the woman, the liming, all these different things that don't serve a purpose, is too hard for some men to break. And what you realize is that ignorance is really bliss. Sometimes we do things because we just don't know. And when you get the realization that, hey, I've been doing this wrong this entire time, it gets way harder. And you realize how ignorant you were before. And it's very difficult to fall back from the perspective of, I now know better. So when you fall back into these distractions, it hits you harder because you know what these distractions are doing to you. And you know where you want to go. You have the desire to go there and be better and be a better man and get your money up and look better and go to the gym, dress better, be more responsible, be the man that God created you to be. But now that you know what these distractions have been doing to you and you fall back in it, it takes a lot of mental strength to ignore the fact that this is not conducive to where I should be. And some men, they get lost in that. They accept that because it's the easy thing to do. The women are easy, the partying is easy, the lineman is easy. And you could use that same mental strength, because that's hard. Locking in is hard as well. You could use that same mental strength and build that habit, build the muscle of doing what you have to do, which is discipline. Doing what you have to do whether you feel like it or not, because you know, like a law, like math, 1 + 1 = 2. Once I continuously do these things every day, I'm going to get to that direction. And you're going to have to be okay with people thinking, you know, you're just going down a bad road, or you are distant, or you don't care about them anymore, or people thinking you're making the wrong decisions. I had people tell me many a times, that's the wrong thing you're doing, that shit you're doing there. Why I didn't do this? Why I didn't do that? All my life. And I just always knew in here that this is what I wanted to do, and I'm going to find a way to get it done. And we make mistakes, and people use these mistakes to criticize and tell you, hey, I told you, I told you, I told you. You have to be so locked into what you know you want to do that no matter what faces you, what is ahead of you, whatever challenges you face, you're going to have the mentality of I must win. I have to get through. And keep checking that mission with God. God, is this the right way? Is this the right time? Is this the right thing? Keep checking and adjusting with God, because He's the one who has guided you. He's the one who has given you the gifts, the talent for this particular purpose. But you always got to make sure, because we have our free will, you always got to compare that free will to His purpose. And you keep adjusting. But once you know this is something that you have to do and that you want to do, you're going to have to block out the noise, because you could listen to people and they take you all around the posy, and you're nowhere near where you need to go. You also, in the lock-in, have to know who to listen to. There's people that would have told me things and given me advice that was exactly what I needed, and it just wasn't realized in me as yet. So I heard it, it was what I needed, but certain events had to happen for me to realize, oh yeah, you were right. And sometimes as humans, we need that hard knock on the chin. We need that event, that heartbreak, that thing that really opens our eyes. But once you get into that zone and you know what you have to do, and it has been ordained by God for you to do, you have to stay disciplined. And it feels good. Everything is always a duality. It's hard, it's difficult, it's lonely, but it also feels good as a man when you start to get your stuff together. When you start to have that confidence within yourself. I could figure this out. I could do this. I've been making progress. And it's all about the journey, not the destination. So once you start to see a little progress, now you go 2-3 times harder, and keep locking in, staying on mission. Locking in will cost you access, but it gives you control. And once a man has control over his life, everything changes.